up in Huntington Beach. Gail Beebe, before I start talking about you there, girl?
Yes, yeah. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. You're probably muted like a good, responsible network marketer. So, Gail, I have to tell this story. Sorry, Gail, you've heard it about 100 times, but she came to a meeting, a day meeting up in Huntington Beach, and that was about 10 o'clock in the morning, and she sat on the couch to my left. I feel like I'm there right now. And she asked me a million good questions, and she wasn't unfriendly, but she was a little bit stern. Like, she wanted to make sure that this was real, because she was checking it out for a friend. You guys just never know who's in the room, why they're in the room. So at the end of the presentation, I had a bunch of people around me, and all I could think of was that beautiful gal sitting on the couch. And I saw her making a beeline for the door. So I made a beeline for her. And I said, "Excuse me." And I said, "Gail." And she turned around. That's why you got to use name tags in every meeting. I said, "Gail, oh my gosh, please tell me that you are excited and interested and that you're potentially going to join us here at Life Manage." She's like, "Oh, no. I was just here checking this out for my friend Sandra." And I'm like, "No, oh my gosh, dagger to my heart. You are so amazing. And your questions were incredible. Juliet said something here today that's making you want to do network marketing." She's like, "Oh, no. Seriously, I'm just here to check it out for my friend Sandra." And I said, "Well, listen, you're amazing. I'd love to know what you do." She was a geologist, for goodness sake, a geologist, right? And I said, "Give me your number, just in case you have a question. I want to know that it's you calling. And of course, you know, Sandra will be available too, but if you can't reach her, you can reach me. And gosh, I'd love to talk to you more sometime about this business." And I contacted her the very next day when I was leaving town and said, "I can't stop thinking about you. You were incredible. Your questions were unparalleled. And I would really, really, really love to know more about you." We connected, and she started asking little tiny questions. And that's how I got Carrie Williams too, you guys. At a meeting, I tracked her down. So, you know, my challenge to you is that when you're in a room full of people and you're in the front, you better know what you're doing, and you better know your stuff. Because your only job is to concentrate on the people in the room, look at their body language. What are you seeing? What are you observing? What are you learning verbally from people? What are you seeing that's non-verbal? And Gail is a Pro 4 in our company, and that's just a start for her. She's had so many distractions, not the least of which is their daughter, Patricia. We all have distractions when we have children. So anyway, Gail, welcome to the call. Tell us a little bit about how you found Life Manage, why you're excited, and if you want to talk about Patricia, that would be fabulous. I adore you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Thank you. I adore you too, and I love you. And I am so appreciative that you had reached out to me in that meeting, and all the follow-up by you and Jenny and Sandra. If it had not been for the follow-up, I would not be on this phone with you today. So
that's right.
Yeah, literally the only reason I showed up to that meeting was to make sure that my friend Sandra wasn't getting scammed. I was so skeptical. We had been through some medical stuff in our family, and I'll talk a little bit about that with my daughter, Patricia, but we had been through some medical stuff, and I felt like I knew a lot of questions to ask. I also had been in network marketing before, and although it was a really good experience for me, you know, when I had been in, I just wasn't looking for a business opportunity at all. I felt like, you know, our finances were fine. We were very secure. And life was finally at a point where I didn't have to work. And my husband had retired me. I adore my husband, and he had retired me. And I just wanted to spend time with my family and helping my daughter figure out what was going on with her health. So like you said, I mean, I was making a beeline for the door, but your follow-up is what did it. And also that I took it to my doctor, and I said, we were seeing a naturopath at the time after my daughter had been in and out of like so many MD offices having every test you could imagine, and they just couldn't figure out why this, you know, high school through college, she was having so many headaches. She was fatigued. Her legs ached every day. She would curl up in a ball, just in pain with these headaches 24/7, and had to quit her her sophomore year, she had to come home on medical leave because she was no longer functional. And this was a change the world kind of girl. This was a leader. This was a Girl Scout Gold Award recipient, girl who had won all kinds of awards, all her, youthful years in school, and now had basically become what I would say was non-functional. And she really truly thought she was going to die. We still had no diagnosis. So when I took a look at this, I decided, okay, I'm going to guinea pig myself, make sure that I don't keel over, right? And I took it to our doctor, and the only thing I did with our naturopath is I said, because she had never heard of it, I said, can you just tell me if there's any reason why we shouldn't be taking this based on the ingredients? And she said, well, Patricia's already taking 3 out of the 5 ingredients. So yes, it's fine. If you want to take it, take it. It's not going to hurt you. And that's really all I needed to hear was it's not going to hurt us. And we were willing to give it a shot. So after guinea pigging myself for a couple of weeks, my daughter was begging me to be on it. And so we started her off. And I'm not kidding you. She went from being in bed, having to sleep hours and hours and hours a day, just dragging to try to get up to eat a meal. It was just horrible. She did think she was dying. And in fact, we found out later on that it was Lyme disease and her body was shutting down. 1 week after she started taking Nerf 2, she announced, you know what, I think I'm going to take yoga teacher training. And our mouths just dropped. You're like, what? Where is that coming from? How could this girl change so quickly? And I'm not going to say she was out of the woods. She wasn't, but she just had enough in her to set another goal that she felt was doable, that would be good for her, and that was to do more yoga. And the way to keep her in it was to do yoga teacher training. So she completed that. And I have to say that each time that LifeVantage added another product, we saw leaps and bounds of improvement in her. A few months after she started taking Nerf 2, we found out she was diagnosed with Lyme disease as well as some co-infections, and she did start treating with a Lyme literate doctor. But even so, with all that treatment, the biggest changes we saw was when LifeVantage would add another product. With Nerf 1, about a year later, oh my gosh, she just, all of a sudden she had more focus. The thing with Lyme disease is that you get a lot of brain fog, fatigue, etc. So Nerf 1 just really started getting her focus back. She was able to go back to college. She's graduating this May. I'm just so incredibly proud of her. Not only is she graduating this May, but as a senior in college, she has won so many honors and awards. She's on the dean's list. She is an RA in her dorms. She's working an internship in juvenile hall. Both of those jobs require so much focus, so much energy, and she's handling it. She's a singer. She loves theater, and she had to stop doing both of those because of her health. The Lyme disease kind of tightened up her throat to the point where she just couldn't sing, and there are a lot of things that go into the singing. It was the tightening, it was the pitch. She just didn't have her same voice back, and she had a beautiful voice. And she's gotten that back. She was able to sing for an award ceremony. She sang a couple of solos at an event for Forrest Whitaker. I mean, she just did a beautiful job. And gosh, I could go on and on. She's been chosen to represent her college right after she graduates. She's on a team that is doing a social innovation challenge, and they have it kind of change the lives of people in the world kind of a project that they put together, and they competed at her college, and her team was chosen as the winner to go to Oxford, England this summer and represent their school and to do a pitch for their project on an international competition. She's been accepted to grad school for next fall. And I mean, I'm sure I'm leaving a ton of stuff out, but what I want people to hear is that these are life-changing products. I know that they're not intended to cure, prevent, treat, mitigate disease, but I have to say that they supported her body in a way that was better than anything her Lyme literate doctor could give her. Her doctor is amazed at the progress that she's made. She keeps emphasizing what an amazing thing it is that Patricia is even graduating from college with the infections that she had. She's not just graduating from college, you guys, she's excelling. And I'm not going to say that everything in her life is perfect. She still has Lyme disease. We are still treating, but she can handle the treatment. Her body is able to detox better. Her mind has more focus. She feels like she's getting her life back. She teaches swing dancing lessons again. She's happy. She's joyful. She went on a retreat with her church group on campus, and she came back and she said, "Mom, I was laughing. I was jumping. I was just joyful with my friends." And I'm going to cry, but you know.
I know. Oh my God.
It's amazing. It's amazing. We are grateful. We are beyond grateful.
Gail, I just have been through this with you from the very beginning, and I remember laying eyes on you in the beginning, and I look forward to seeing her again. But I'm having a business tip that is just blasting into my head right now that I want to give everybody, and that is, you guys, if you have prospects and new distributors of your distributors, and you're not getting them on this Monday morning call, you're as dumb as Carrie Dickey, because I'm sitting there right now kicking myself because I have a girl that's been on the product with Lyme. She's having massive, crazy results, both good and bad in her body, because we know what happens when you get on these products, when you have something going wrong, right? It kicks you into a full-blown detox. And I just need her to hear this information. And cute Darlene Horvath is in my group. She's basically front line to you and me, Stu. And Darlene has a girl that I just gave a bunch of products to. And I don't have her on the call. And I'm teaching Darlene right now, if she's not on the call, then it's my fault because I didn't tell you to tell her to get on the call. You guys, this call is for distributors, and it's also for people who are looking or just needing to hear about our products, because we constantly are sharing experience and hope here on these calls. So, Gail, I'm so excited. Girl, so clearly you weren't looking for business. Clearly you had enough money. People, are you guys catching that? She wasn't looking for a business. She had enough money. What she really didn't have was a super passion. She had a daughter that was ill. She had probably maybe a need for some community, maybe some different kinds of people. I'm not sure. But Gail, what is it that you found here at Lyme? Am I here? Dewey? Dewey, am I here?
Yes, you are.
Oh, she's gone.
Next time you yell for me, give me a second to unmute.
I know. What happens is I start to have a heart attack, and when you're having a heart attack, you're not really thinking about what the other guy's doing. Sorry.
You're good.
Okay.
You're all good. You're all good.
Well, Gail covered it all. Holy cow, she's probably crying somewhere. It was amazing. That was such a good job. I'm gonna segue straight over to Darlene. Darlene.